We had a growing sense of leading by God for this part of the world. We made that known to the Salvation Army, and they then, a few years later, appointed us across here.
Never has the sense of importance of their overseas mission work left New Zealanders Alistair and Astrid Herring since being given their orders to serve in the vast Eastern European territory.
We have a very deep sense of privilege to be able to serve with the officers and Salvationists in this part of the world. There's enormous need, so we've grown enormously and learnt a lot. We're very grateful to God for the opportunity to be able to serve in this way.
And to learn is to be able to adapt. With the Eastern European territory spanning 5 countries, the ability to adapt has become a necessity.
They all have their own culture and history and language, but throughout the territory there are 60 corps now, and those corps are very much embedded into their communities. They're anything from vast cities of many millions of people to small villages. And so the Salvation Army here is not an institutional army, it's a community army. So the Salvationists are working locally in the community, operating out of a church base which seeks to share the love of God, also in practical ways.
While having to adjust to life in Russia, the Herrings have also found the Eastern European territory's approach to addressing social need a little different too. The Salvation Army here does not run its own institutions, but rather partners with and supports those already established. In St. Petersburg, an orphanage has been established to house orphans living with HIV/AIDS. Here the Salvation Army has been able to provide important furniture and equipment while giving emotional and spiritual support to the kids.
The Salvation Army has been partnering with this particular hospital, which is known throughout the country, and has made an amazing contribution over more than 10 years now.
There are quite a lot of problems that have forced the parents to leave their children and deny them. It's the actual status of the sickness, their social situation. Many of the parents of our children were drug addicts. Altogether, it has not allowed them to take the children into their family. You need to love the child the way they are, if they are sick or well, if they are in a bad mood or good. Love them for all that they are. That is, of course, the main purpose of our work.
This is a critical need in Russia. HIV/AIDS is an enormous problem, it's still growing, and no greater need than amongst children.
It is only by your sacrificial giving to the self-denial appeal that the Salvation Army in Eastern Europe are able to partner with and support such vital programs.
If you go back those 20 years, an enormous amount of sacrificial giving has enabled the Salvation Army to reach out into these countries, establish firmly, and now build on that. It just wouldn't happen without people's self-denial. There is still a lot to be done in this part of the world. There's a population of 240 million people, and we're only just beginning in many ways. And just as we've partnered here with many different organisations for people in need, we reach out again to the Salvationists of Australia and New Zealand, thanking you for your support, but also saying there's more to be done. And if you can find the funds, we assure you it'll be well used.